In this video, we will describe the types and quantities of fish to give to children between the ages of 2 and 11, and everything else that is relevant to feeding children with fish, such as the form of meal preparation, dealing with allergies, and how to handle fish that was caught by you or family or friends. So, why is this topic important? Well, fish is extremely beneficial to children as they contain proteins and a variety of precious nutrients. At the same time, several fish contain substantial amounts of the organic form of mercury called methyl mercury. Methyl mercury is a neurotoxin, that is a chemical that attacks brain cells and spinal cord tissue. Hence, young children whose nervous systems are still developing are vulnerable to the toxic effects of methyl mercury. I have done a video on how devastating methyl mercury exposure can be to children, link in the description below. Knowing that methyl mercury is toxic, the question is, what type and quantity of fish can you give to a child between the ages of 2 and 11 so that this child can benefit from the good health qualities of fish and at the same time avoid methyl mercury poisoning? The Food and Drug Administration, known as the FDA, and the Environmental Protection Agency, known as the EPA, both parts of the United States government, have issued an advice on how to approach this issue. The advice classifies fish into 3 categories, and these categories are best choices, good choices, and choices to avoid. Of all the groups, the best choices category has the least amount of mercury, while the choices to avoid category has the highest amount of mercury. The advice encourages parents and caregivers to feed children with a variety of fish from the best choices category. Please note that the advice stresses that fish given to pregnant women and children must always be cooked. Pregnant women and young children often have weaker immune systems and are more at risk for foodborne illnesses. Cooking of fish is beneficial because it kills pathogens. Hence, the advice is against serving children with sushi and other Japanese-style fish cuisine that are typically not cooked. Now, let's talk about the quantity of fish to give to children. According to the advice, the portions of fish to give to children differ by age. Here is a summary below. Note that these are measured sizes before cooking. These sizes were calculated to meet a child's caloric needs and at the same time keep mercury intake below adverse levels as determined by the reference dose. It is recommended to give a child 1 or 2 meals per week from a variety of fish. The advice tells caregivers what to do when fish is received from family or friends or when caregivers go fishing themselves. And I quote, "When eating fish you and others have caught, pay attention to the fish advisories on those water bodies. If advice isn't available, then children under the age of 6 should limit their consumption of this fish to 1 to 2 ounces per week, and older children ages 6 to 12 should limit their consumption to 2 to 3 ounces per week. Again, neither adults nor children should eat other fish that week." The advice also recommends removing fat, skin, and internal organs from fish that you, family members, and friends catch in order to prevent consumption of other pollutants that may accumulate in these areas. Other pollutants may include PCBs, which are polychlorinated biphenyls. Again, follow advisories from state and local governments that concern the waters where fish was obtained. Now, let us talk about allergies. As fish is a common food allergy, the advice wants you to introduce fish or shellfish while watching for signs of an allergy for several days before feeding a second time. The website link to the page that describes the signs of allergies is broken, so I would suggest talking to medical personnel before giving fish to children the first time, so this way you know what to expect in terms of allergies. In addition, the advice recommends talking to a child's doctor or nurse if there's a history of food allergy in the family or your child develops any signs of food allergy. To summarize, choose a variety of fish from the best choices category. Fish given to children needs to be cooked. Be mindful of portions relevant to the child's age. Follow the guidelines when you fish or receive fish from family or friends. Be mindful of allergies. Consult your child's doctor or nurse as previously specified. Please note that the photos of fish and meals are stock photos and may or may not represent the size of fish portions that the Food and Drug Administration recommends. As of April 2021, this is the most up-to-date version of the advice. I will place links to the advice and related documents in the description. Thank you. UD out.